Well, I finished my first week since having been made redundant, since, losing my job. And I think I've quite settled in to a new routine, but it has been a bit odd. And one of the things that I've found particularly odd is it feels like I've been off work for about a month or something. It really does. Not just a week. I had to check the calendar actually to just make sure it had been a week before recording this episode. It definitely feels like I've been off for 2 weeks. But yeah, it sort of feels like I've been off for a month. It's weird. I think the reason might be because when I have a holiday, like let's say I take a week's holiday from work, I don't generally feel like I've been off work for a month if I take a week's holiday. Normally I feel like I've been off for exactly a week, maybe even less than a week. It feels like that week goes by incredibly quickly. And I think the reason might be because, when you take a week away from work, a week off from work, you always know that you're going back to work within a week's time. So perhaps you're sort of like looking at that week and sort of counting down the days, it'll be Friday soon, and then the weekend will come around, and then Monday I'll be back at work, that kind of thing. But, obviously not having the job anymore, there is no I'll be back at work or this week is going to be over soon. And I think because of that, I've sort of been enjoying the week more. I don't know if enjoying is the right word because I haven't particularly been spending the time doing anything, constructive actually I've been doing a few constructive things. But I mean, I haven't been spending the time like I would when I was on a week's holiday from work, like traveling somewhere, seeing new things, or being on holiday with friends and family or anything like that. But I mean, enjoying it in the sense of sort of like experiencing it more, if that makes sense. Like experiencing it without thinking, it's going to end soon, without that sort of threat of having to go back to work over my head. I think that's allowed me to enjoy the week a lot more. To think less about, like how soon is it going to end? What day is it today? How many days have I got left? Not to concentrate on any of that, and just, and enjoy the days as they come, which is a rare thing that you're not, well, maybe it depends what job you've got. Maybe you've got the kind of job where you take a holiday and you can't wait to get back to work or something. So maybe you are counting down the days, but in a different way, counting them down and thinking like, I can't wait to get back to work. Instead of me, I'd be counting them down thinking, I've got to go back to work. That's not great, is it? But yeah, what a difference it makes. What a difference it makes. And like I said, I've not really been doing anything too special. I mean, in a previous episode, I mentioned that initially I'd been playing not quite a few games, but I've been playing quite a bit of this one particular game. Although I will say that was over the Easter holidays. So Friday and then plus the weekend, plus the Monday, that was the Easter holiday for me. And I felt like, I'm just going to treat this like a normal holiday and do whatever I want on a holiday. But of course, my wife and my daughter aren't here. They've gone back to live with my wife's parents for a while. And I just had all of this free time on my hands all of a sudden, didn't know what to do. So I ended up watching more TV and playing some games. And I haven't played a game for, quite a long time indeed, which I think I mentioned before. Anyway, come the Tuesday, I sort of treated it as like, holiday's over. And, I need to sort of focus on things again, future things, current things, maybe stop watching so much TV and playing so many games. But to be honest, to be perfectly honest, I was sort of getting bored of all of that. After like 4 days of doing things like that, I think my body just wanted a break, and just spending time doing nothing in particular. Playing games, watching TV was just a good way to, focus on something else. Well, focus on nothing maybe, and just relax, I guess. But doing that all the time, I find it a bit hard. I know there are people who like spend hours and hours and hours watching TV and hours and hours playing games, and I can sort of do that, but only for like a certain period. It's like I can be immensely interested in doing that, and then after I've done it, and my body feels like, yeah, I've got that now. I've got what I wanted. I've enjoyed doing that. I sort of get a bit bored of it. So come the Tuesday, I didn't really have to sort of say, okay, let's take things a bit more seriously now and concentrate on important stuff. It was more just like, yeah, that was fun. Had enough of that now. Let's do something else. I haven't stopped playing that game completely or watching the television completely. I still, not every night, but some nights might watch an episode of something, one episode. And as for that game I've been playing, I pick it up every now and again. Just when I want a quick like break, maybe play it for an hour or something, and then go back to what I was doing. But there have been quite a few days I haven't bothered to play it at all, really. So what have I been finding to do with myself? Mostly, I've been spending time working on a project that I wanted to work on, that I've been unable to work on because of work getting in the way. I've also been working on the podcast, as you can imagine, catching up with a huge backlog of episodes that I've got to transcribe. And then I've been meeting my wife and my daughter most days. I think every day, maybe one day I didn't. And we've been just going out for a couple of hours here and there, in various parks, things like that. And then I've been coming back and doing a bit of work on my project. The project, by the way, is just, I want to talk about it, but at the same time, I don't want to get too technical about it. And it is, obviously it's technical because it's written in a programming language. I'm a programmer and I like programming. But essentially, if I could try and keep things simple, it's just a way to build a website. I'm trying to come up with like a really, really tiny amount of code. Like I've been spending days actually just trying to cut everything down so there's almost nothing there. But at the same time create some kind of system for people who want to make their own websites by hand using something called HTML. So I've been really enjoying working on that, and I think it's almost finished now. I'm just writing, I'm creating a web page for it that has like all information about it and documentation for anyone who might want to use this project, this thing I'm working on. It's going to be released completely for free. I like writing software and just giving it away for free, free open source software. It's a nice feeling doing that, working on something that you're passionate about and then just, being able to give it away for free. So I guess I found that quite rewarding. There's a couple of other projects that I want to work on. Some other web-related ideas, some other programming projects that I want to work on. So I should imagine I'll make a start on those soon. I also need to start looking for work, of course, since I don't have a job. But I have decided to give myself a bit of a break before I start doing that. Hopefully I can finish all of these projects that I've sort of had hanging around in my mind that I've wanted to work on, but never quite found the time to be able to do so before I go back into full-time employment. Hopefully I can go back into full-time employment. It is, like I said before, going to be very hard finding a job. In other news, my next daughter was supposed to be born this week, and she's a bit late. So we don't exactly know what's going on there. Well, we do. She's a bit late, but I mean, we don't exactly know what's going to happen in the future. I mean, there's every possibility that my wife might just suddenly go into labor, or because it's getting a bit late now, the hospital might want to I don't know, do what's called induced labor. So that's when you're given some kind of like injection, and it with some, I don't know, like medicine in, and that starts the labor off. But either way, yes, it looks like my daughter should be coming next week now. So we've got all of that to look forward to soon. And I should imagine I'm going to have my hands full. We're both going to have our hands full. We're going to be very busy welcoming our new daughter into our household. So there you have it. That's been my first week. It's good that it's felt like a whole month's break, because I'm going to be very busy very soon. And it's nice to have had a chance to like properly relax and unwind. Okay, thanks for listening, and until next time, bye-bye.